Hello Live! Matt here with Final Fantasy XIV Online for Nintendo Switch 2. Part 12. 12 na ba? Or 13? I'm not sure. I have to double check, okay? I think it's part 13 na. Ayan. Hello ulit, Matt here with Final Fantasy XIV Online for Nintendo Switch 2. Part 13. Ayan. Let's play! Ayun, right now nasa Sanalan ako. Ulit. Why am I here? um Okay, let's go. Ba't wala akong minion? Enter the solar. Alright, let's do this. Let's go and rescue Minfilia and the others. It is fortunate indeed that we were able to regroup here. I did not care much for my chances of surviving a foray into an Imperial stronghold alone, but I am certain that together we will find a way to rescue our fellow scions. An Imperial castrum. 'Twas to be expected, I suppose. Gaius may have called it a weapon of ancient Alag, but I saw extensive Magitech modifications. Okay, let's go. Kerthas, the Kerthas Central Highlands. Ah, Mateo, the man who unmasked the heretic in our midst. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? You are an associate of Y'shtola? But of course, Lord Drillmont confided to me that you were a sign of the seventh dawn. Castrum Sentry? What interest have you all in the Imperials? They hold several of our members whom we intend to free. Any information you can provide would be greatly appreciated. I see. That might explain our scouts' reports. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum, a Huron woman, an Elezen man, and 2 Lalafels, 1 male and 1 female. It's them. It has to be Minfilia, Urianger, Papalimo, and Tataru. If that scant morsel is of use to you, you may also be interested to hear about a more recent incident. Incident? An Imperial airship made an emergency landing here in Kerthas not long ago. 2 men believed to be prisoners, a Rogadin and a Lalafel, were seen fleeing the air. Oh my gosh, it's Wedge and Biggs. Rogadin and a Lalafel were seen fleeing the craft. What did you say? A Rogadin and a Lalafel, Master Garland. Neither wore imperial dress and both seemed disinclined to wait for rescue. Hence our assumption that they were prisoners. Well, I'll be damned, it's Biggs and Wedge. I trust those 2 rascals to escape. We must find them, Mateo, and soon. The Imperials will not rest until they are captured or killed, and if Biggs were given the choice, I fear he'd take the latter. Freeing those held in Castrum Sentry will require substantial planning and preparation. As such, it is an endeavor that will admit some slight delay. The matter of escapees, by contrast, will not. Shortly after the prisoners vacated the airship, our scouts observed Imperial troops setting off in pursuit. It is likely only a matter of time before they catch them. If you wish to see your comrades again, you had best act now. Okay. If, as has been suggested, the Garleans took our fellow scions prisoner in hopes of understanding the echo, it seems reasonable to assume that they will not be executed until such time as the study is complete. But Biggs and Wedge are not scions, nor do they know aught of the echo. As Lord Portland said, this may prove our only chance to rescue them. I say we seize it. Yes, we do. Thank you, everyone. You won't regret this. All right. Sid looks like the character from Final Fantasy XII. Final preparations are almost complete, my lord. There stands the culmination of 5 long years of painstaking work, but all our efforts will be vindicated when the Emperor's vision becomes reality. At last, we have the power to purge this land of its false gods. We shall give the ignorant children of Eorzea the security and stability they so desperately crave, and which their spineless leaders have so palpably failed to provide. As you say, my lord, rest assured our engineers will not rest until the weapon is fully armed and operational. Reitatin, you depart for Castrum Occidens at midnight. You will command the Western Front in Vilbrand. The Eorzeans will attempt to interfere with our plans. You will see that they do not. My lord, if this be your will, I shall carry it out to the best of my ability. I live only to serve the Empire. Yet forgive my impudence, but is it proper to give command of half our forces to a... I have given you nothing, Prefectus. You have earned it. That will be all. Dismissed. Yes, my lord. My quarters. 1 hour. Portalen. Level 44, Eyes on the Empire. Lord Portalen would like to aid in your search for Biggs and Wedge. My purpose here is to reconnoiter Garlean activity along Abalathia's spine. Owing to this, I have the honor of being acquainted with Y'shtola. Now, the report of the Imperial airship's emergency landing came to us by way of Zemael Darkhold, situated to the west. Our man stationed at the entrance, a knight named Brisselt, may be able to tell you more. So as to expedite your mission, I shall furnish you with a letter of introduction. I pray that you will soon be reunited with your comrades. May the Fury grant you strength. You stand before 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝚃𝚃 Darkhold, the subterranean fortress excavated by the great Ishgardian house of the same name. None but authorized personnel may enter. A letter from Lord Portelin. So you have come about the Imperial airship. According to our scouts, the vessel had scarce touched the ground when a pair of men, captives by all accounts, burst forth and bolted. Imperial soldiers have since been sighted in the area seeking to recapture them. What? The captives are like to be your friends, you say? Then let us pray that they are yet a step ahead of the pursuers. The emergency landing reportedly took place near the Aurum Vale, situated south and west of here. I suggest you take your search there, seek out a knight named 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽, and he should be able to assist you. The Imperial airship, aye, I saw it approach to land with mine own two eyes. I hastened to the landing site, arriving just in time to see the vessel take to the skies again. But not before it had deployed a detachment of troops. Gruff orders were being barked, and then there was an air of consternation about them. Footprints in the snow, level 44. Sir 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽 wants to share with you what he knows of the two fugitives. There were prisoners aboard the airship, it seems, and they seized the opportunity to flee when the vessel was forced to land. The Garleans who were deployed formed search parties and proceeded to scour the wilderness. In order to alert our forces, I returned to my post. To find evidence that someone had been here in my absence. Whoever they were, they tried the door to no avail and decided to go elsewhere. In all, I've marked two sets of footprints, one large and one small. If you search the area, mayhap you will be able to follow the prints to their owners. So, so cold. I want to go home. Please don't eat me. I'm not nearly as succulent as I look. It's all skin and bones underneath. I swear. Mateo, it's you. Thank goodness you're here. It's been awful. The Guardians were snapping at our heels like a hungry pack of wolves. I was so hell-bent on evading them, I almost ran headlong into a monster's gaping maw thrice. And when I finally found cover, it hit me how cold and hungry I was. Biggs? He he isn't here. He went off on a different location to lure our pursuers away. It's me, Sid. Have you had any success? Track down Wedge. That's wonderful news. Now, what of Biggs? I see. Well, it hardly surprises me that the big fellow went off as he did. For all the tongue lashings he gives Wedge, he's always taken care of him. I've scoured the area surrounding the Darkhold, but have nothing to show for it. At any rate, we know for a fact that Biggs headed west with both Ida and Y'shtola helping out. I'm sure he'll turn up soon. Now then, I'll make my way over to your position while keeping an eye out for Biggs. If memory serves, there should be an Ishgardian fortification not far to your west. Monument Tower, I believe it's called. Let us meet there. Dare I hope, was that Master Garland you spoke with? After 5 long years. Thank goodness he's alive. I'm feeling better now, Mateo. Let's go to Monument Tower and wait for the chief to arrive. Aww. Well met and welcome, adventurer. What brings you to this frozen corner of the realm? Oh, it would seem your companion has caught a chill. Come and warm yourself by the fire. I will bring you a hot broth. How are we feeling now then? Stay here as long as you need. The same goes for you, friend. This plane you have a hard journey ahead of you. You must find rest when you can. Monumental hopes. Wedge is gravely concerned for his missing companion. Hello you guys, time skip, may ginawa lang saglit. Anyway, back to Final Fantasy XIV Online. I'm fine now thanks to you, but I can't bear to think that Biggs is still all alone in the cold, with Guardians on his heels. He lured the enemy away for my sake and now he's suffering for it. I hate to have to rely on you again, Mateo, but do you think you could search for Biggs? I haven't the slightest notion where he might be at the moment, but maybe, just maybe, the people here have seen something. A Rogadin gentleman dressed in the same manner as your companion? I'm sorry, but he did not come by here. Let me think a moment. I would not raise your hopes unduly, but there is a cave situated a short distance to the south. We call it the Fury's Gaze, and it may be worth the while to investigate. I make this suggestion only because your friend seems like a selfless sort. Rather than drawing the enemy to this tower, mayhap he elected to pass us by. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Mateo, were you able to learn anything? Not in this area? Well, that stands to reason, I suppose, seeing as he was trying to lure the Garleans away from me. But where within this vast sea of snow and ice could he be? Notorious Biggs, level 44. Wedge is determined to find Biggs. We can't give up, Mateo. We must find Biggs before he succumbs to the cold or is recaptured. There must be someone in this tower who can help us, even if it's only to tell us where to look. Ask them for me. Ask anyone who will listen, and hurry. Biggs' chances of survival grow slimmer by the moment. Let's speak with Enix. Your friend is lost in the wilderness, you say? If he's not to be found around here or in the vicinity of the Darkhold, it is possible he made for Whitebrim. To reach it, one must travel through Danifan Pass, the southern end of which lies to the north and east of here. While I make no guarantee that your search will bear fruit, it is surely better than worrying in idleness. I wish you luck. Oh, and one more thing. Do tread warily when climbing the stairs here. Not a moon ago, I near broke my neck when I slipped and took a tumble. Ngayon nyo pa ako warningan matagal ko nang ginagawa tong paakyat-akyat ng mga tower na ganyan. Ngayon, I just find it ironic na ngayon pa lang nila ako sasabihan to be careful dito sa mga ganitong stairs. A few episodes or parts ago, I keep climbing very steep towers like this one. Although this is the tallest, mind you. They found him. Our orders are to take you back, dead or alive. Which will it be, engineer? Why don't you come and find out, Tinhead? Ah, Mateo, it is well that you are here. The situation is grave. Biggs is in a bad way. We need to do something right now. Ul'Dah has the right of it. We will perish if we delay. He will perish if we delay. With me! He's not alone. Kill them all! My thanks. Another moment. I I would have. He has been too long in the cold. We must find shelter for him. Monument Tower, you say? Very well. Ada and I shall bear him there with all haste. Sid will be so happy to see Biggs and Wedge again. Oh, I love reunions. I cannot thank you enough, Mateo, and the same goes for the rest of you. Thank you all so much. Oh, don't mention it. We are a family, are we not? Well, well, yes. It's just I didn't think I'd ever see him again. I owed a lot of you of my life. And you saved Wedges too, Mateo. I'm losing count of how many I owe you. Biggs, Wedge, gods, it's good to see the two of you again. Chief, it's you. It's really you. In our hearts, we knew you were still alive, but to finally see you in the flesh. When Alfino told me of the raid on the Waking Sands, I feared the worst. What happened? The enemy struck with nary a warning. We didn't stand a chance. Wedge and I were in the workshop when they came. Before we knew what was happening, the Imperials had us at gunpoint. It must have been awful. There's one thing I don't understand though. How did the Garleans get there so fast? I mean, the immortal flame should have seen them coming, right? I myself have asked the same question. That day, when I returned to the carnage at the Waking Sands, I noted not a mist in the horizon. Nothing at all suggests the passing of an Imperial force. From this, I concluded that the Garleans came neither by land nor by air. Nay, they were born there by potent teleportation magics of the kind used by the Asians. Carry on. We were bound and blindfolded and bundled into the cargo bay of a waiting airship. I can't rightly say how long we were aboard, but when the time came for us to disembark, we found ourselves in the midst of an imperial stronghold, Castrum Sentry. Upon arrival, we were marched off into the main complex. Biggs and I were thrown into a detainment cell together, while Minfilia and the others were taken elsewhere. That was the last we heard from them. Castrum Sentry. What happened next? Well, we were held in isolation for what felt like years, but was probably moons or maybe only weeks. And then, without warning, the Imperials collected the pair of us and put us on another vessel, which we found out was bound for Garlemund. Much to our dread, we knew that if we were taken back there, we weren't like to leave again. So risky though it was, we sabotaged the ship's altitude control and thereby forced an emergency landing. And in the midst of the ensuing chaos, we managed to slip our captors. The rest, as they say, is history. if I didn't know better, I'd call that a likely story. Sabotaging the altitude controls of an airborne vessel? That will have been Biggs's handiwork. Like as not, you always were resourceful in a tight spot, my friend. Right. Mateo, thank you for returning my dear assistance to me. It would seem I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. Ah, oh, come on, Sid. It was nothing. I'm just happy that you guys are together again. There are still many questions in my mind, but the answers can wait. Minfilia and the others still want for rescue. Alright, you lot. Garland Ironworks is back in business. Let's go and give the Imperials what for. Hoorah! Okay, it's time to go. Come into my castrum. Sid wants to prepare a strategy to rescue Minfilia and the other scions. Level 44. Thanks to you, Biggs and Wedge are with us again. Now we must find a way to rescue Minfilia and the others. Gods know we've kept them waiting too long already. Based on what we have learned, I believe it's safe to say that they're being held at Castrum Sentry. So let us convene at Revenant's stall in Mordona. This as good a place as any to prepare. The road leading east then south will get you there. When we arrive, let us seek the advice of the local adventurers. We're bound to learn a thing or two that will benefit our mission. Okay, time skip ulit. Pupunta muna tayo ng mabilis lang ng Mordona. Okay, let's go. Anyway, you guys, timestamp, ayan, may ginawa lang ako saglit, pero eto na, susunod ko na yung game. Sark Malark, were you able to obtain 3 sets of Imperial equipment? Yes. Damaged as I had suspected, in their present condition I fear these uniforms and helms are like to draw suspicion. They must be repaired, if only superficially. Fortunately, the blacksmith Eginolf at the Diamond Forge in Rowena's House of Splendor should be able to hammer them into shape in no time. I've already sent word ahead and have been assured that he is expecting you. Worry not, we have already impressed upon him the need for utmost secrecy as to the nature of your mission. So you're the adventurer Sark Malark sent, are you? I've been waiting for you. Now let's see what you got for me. I see. Yes, I reckon I can hammer these back into shape for you. After all, I owe your friend Sark Malark a favor or two. Took good care of old Eginolf back in the days before I fell in with old Rowena, he did. Did you know he's the son of one of the wealthiest families in the Sultanate? Wouldn't expect someone like that to end up in the life he did, but I suppose he always felt the adventurer's life calling him. But here I go blabbering on what there's work to be done. Just hold your horse birds for a moment or two, and the great Eginolf will have your gear looking good as new. And there we have it. Won't do you much good in battle, mind you, but from what I hear, that's not your priority anyhow. Do send Sark Malark my regards, will ya? Have you had your uniforms and helms repaired? Yes, these will serve beautifully. The great Eginolf never fails to impress. The quality of these repairs would fool even a legatus. Thus equipped, you should not have any trouble blending in amongst the Imperial forces. Lest you fear that Garleans might detect your foreignness. Foreigners in fact form the greater part of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea. You see, when the Empire subjugates new territory, it assimilates the people of that land into its armed forces. In turn, these conscripted forces are sent to subjugate faraway lands. In this way, Garlemald nips rebellion in the bud and expands its territories in one fell stroke. With that, my part in your mission is done. I am full glad to have been of assistance to your cause. Why would I? A wealthy merchant wish to help you? I know not where you heard such a tale, but believe me when I say that I am but another humble adventurer, one who desires only to act in the best interest of the realm. Level 46. Fool me twice. Glomont has finally devised a plan to appropriate a suit of Magitech armor. Good work getting them Imperial duds. You'll be pleased to hear I ain't been idle myself. It took me long enough, but I finally hatched a plan to get us a suit of Magitech armor. Now, from what I've seen, Castrum Sentry deploys a Reaper for most of its patrols. Trouble is, the patrols themselves are irregular, meaning random routes and random deployments, and hardly any of them come anywhere near Revenant's Toll. So, hop into coax the Imperials out of their shells. I took the liberty of feeding him a bit of the old false intelligence. I told him insurgents had designs on their stronghold. They ain't far from the truth, now I come to think of it. Any road, we should start seeing more patrols than we have until now. What you need to do is approach one of these patrols, dress up in your shiny tin suit, and alert them to the enemy's presence. Having done that, you'll want to lure them as near to Revenant's Toll as you can. Like as not though, they'll be wary of adventuring far from their own walls. If they do need a bit of extra encouragement, use this smoke signal here, filched fresh from the Imperial Scout. They'll come running when they see that, and when the cavalry arrives, you hit them hard and make off with their Reaper. Simple as that. If I ain't mistaken, there is a patrol sweeping the perimeter right now, so run along, eh? And don't forget to salute. Carry on, soldier. Insurgents gathering to the east, you say? Judging by your description, they are well beyond the perimeter, but I will not have it said that I was remiss. You return to the scene and keep an eye on those insurgents. Should aught go awry, use your smoke signal to call us. I hope you don't mind me joining. Seeing as we're seizing advanced weaponry, I thought it best to be on hand. Ah, there she is. This is the place, but where's the enemy? Sir, over there. Send in the Reaper. Let us make as an example of these insurgents. Ay nako, Sid. You're so weak. My goodness. I-easy ko yan kasi tangina Sid, totoo ba? Pahiya ako dun ah. Whatever. At last, our very own suit of Magitech armor. Not wishing to look A gift chocobo in the beak, but it does seem rather the worse for wear, doesn't it? Biggs, Wedge, what's your honest assessment? Well, there's the fact that she's smoking, of course, but looking past that, I'd say she was structurally sound. I don't like the way these legs are buckled. I hate to say this, but the servo mechanism may be damaged. But aren't those things protected by elm-thick armor plate? Yes, they are. It's odd. The casing doesn't seem to have taken a blow. I suspect we're dealing with a faulty part. Well, whatever it is we're dealing with, we're not resting till it's fixed. Not one wink of sleep. You got that, Wedge? Oh. Inkart Chocobo. I heard that. A hall has been set aside for our use in Revenant's Toll. That's where we'll carry out the repairs. Look for us there, Mateo. The Magitech armor? Sid and the others took it inside. Go on in and join them. We've now had the time to take a closer look at the Reaper. Our preliminary diagnosis was correct. She is structurally sound, but her servo mechanism is faulty. You need not worry though. Biggs and Wedge will see her restored to her former glory in no time at all. Give those two something to mend and they will think of naught else till the job's done. It's a marvelous thing to behold, provided you remind them to visit the privy. Every little thing she does is Magitech, level 46. Sid would have you assist in the repair of the Magitech armor. The repairs are proceeding apace. It shouldn't be long now before Biggs and Wedge complete their work. There is, however, one small problem. As you may recall, the Machina's servo mechanism was discovered to be faulty. Wedge has subsequently ascertained that the Magitech core which drives it is worn beyond use. Such cores are rather fragile devices which must be replaced at regular intervals. Thanks to the negligence of our Imperial colleagues, however, the one used in this Reaper was long overdue. Alas, we do not have access to a ready replacement here in Mordona. But all is not lost. Wedge thinks he may have identified an alternative solution. Go and see him, would you? He'll explain the details to you. As I believe the chief has already informed you, the Magitech core is worn beyond use. We need to find a replacement. I thought about having you appropriate more Reapers, but even if the Dunderhead maintenance engineers of Castrum Sentry had remembered to replace their cores, we would risk arousing Imperial suspicion. But do not despair, for I believe there is a solution: to substitute the Magitech core with a Mammoth Heart. In case you don't know, a Mammoth Heart can be used to grant sentience to an automaton. By my reckoning, such a device should be more than capable of regulating the armor's servo mechanism. We'll just need to make some minor modifications to the housing unit. I've already placed an order for a first-rate Mammoth Heart with the Goldsmith's Guild. All that remains is for someone to go to Ul'Dah and collect it. Oh, and to pay for it. Did I mention how much they cost? No? Well, they typically cost something in the order of, I hope you don't mind footing the bill, but it's for a good cause. Hello there, come to collect a Mammoth Heart, you say? Then you must be here on behalf of Garlon Ironworks. I've taken the liberty of picking the finest example we have, a heart fit for a prince among mammoths. Payment? Oh, that won't be necessary. The heart is for Master Alphinode's personal use after all. He notified us a short while ago that his manservant would be coming to collect it. Tender in years though he may be, Master Alphino has been a benefactor of ours since my predecessor's time. The Goldsmith's Guild wouldn't dream of charging him. But here's the Mammoth Heart. May it serve you well. And oh, please do pass on my compliments to your master. Want to go in? It hardly needs saying, but try not to be seen. Do you have the Mammoth Heart? I can't wait to see if it works. Hurrah! Thank you so much! But this is Magnificent! It must have cost an emperor's ransom. Free of charge! Courtesy of Alphino? Coming from an influential family certainly has its advantages. But without further ado, let's give it a try. I've already modified the housing unit, so it should slot right in. There, she's ready. Magitech armor, engage. Or not. Ha! She just needs a loving tap, I'll wager. Yes, she's alive! Let's take her outside and put her through her paces. Mateo, would you care to do the honors? Like, how the hell am I supposed to, like, control it? Hop into the pilot seat and we'll begin as soon as you're ready. First, I'd like you to try climbing on that tangle of crystals yonder, as far as up you can go if you please. Oh, and if for some reason you need to dismount, simply come back here and we'll start again. Hmm? I'm gonna go in. No anomalous movements evident from either leg. Good. Next, jump back down and then sprint north. Quick as you can. Legs joints absorbing all impact without incident. Excellent. Please make your way back, Mateo. The torso remains stable during vigorous motion. Excellent. And that concludes our test. Thank you for your cooperation. This is the Ironworks' first major project since my return. I mean to see that if it's a success. Here's a summary of my findings. The drivetrain is in sound condition. With some fine-tuning, we can expect a noticeable improvement in performance. As for the servo mechanism, I'm afraid it's not nearly as responsive as it should be, and I'm at a loss to explain why. The mammoth heart is in pristine condition and should be installed correctly. Perhaps its inner workings are simply too different to operate harmoniously with the armor's other mechanisms. Whereas, whereas Magitech cores serve only to conduct impulses, mammoth hearts enable automata to process the information collected by their sensors as feelings. Maybe she just doesn't feel like part of the team. In which case, we should all do our best to make her feel welcome. Welcome. Click. Proceed. Daft as it felt, I gave my best. I've welcomed myself to a bloody standstill. What were you expecting to do anyway? Bub as a curtsy? No doubt you're wondering why the servo mechanism is so important as to warrant this silliness. Without it, the pilot would be required to control the armor's every movement manually. This would be an onerous, onerous task at the best of times and wholly impractical during battle. Using a mammoth heart in place of the worn Magitech core seemed a promising solution. Alas, the device does not appear to be compatible with Garlean technology. Wedge, are there any other ways we might demonstrate our appreciation to our friend here? I'm at my wit's end, Chief. She just doesn't seem convinced. We could try a little dance perhaps, or cheer our heads off. Imperials, they've come for the armor. Damn it, they have us cornered. There's the Reaper. Taken by the traitor Garland, and is this the Akon Slayer? Oh bollocks. Call for reinforcements. The hells you will. We've located the stolen Reaper, requesting immediate assistance. Respond! Respond! It's no use, sir. There's some sort of interference. There's your Garland. No matter. If we can't reclaim it, destroy it. Bloody hells. Mateo, protect the armor at all costs. Chief, look, she moved. And now she deigns to grace us with her presence. It took us a good while, but we're finally ready. It's time to infiltrate Castrum Sentry and rescue our comrades. There, the finishing touch. Aww. The servo mechanism is now fully functional, and it all took was a simple fight to the death. Remind me not to install a mammoth heart aboard the Enterprise, would you? Much as I love her, I would rather not be required to profess it before boarding. But enough of that, let us see to our final preparations. Thanks to Biggs and Wedge, the Reaper is as good as new. We are as prepared as we're like to get. Escape from Castrum Sentry. It awaits confirmation of your readiness to undertake the rescue mission. How go your preparations, Mateo? We'll leave as soon as you're ready. Glomont, you came. I thought I'd give you all a roaring send-off. 'Tis the least I can do for the fine men and women who are about to make my lifelong wish come true. Well, we'll do our best. It occurs to me, for all the help you've afforded us, we know little and less about you. What did the Empire do to earn your ire? But I fear I've put curiosity before consideration. I quite understand if you'd rather not relive those memories. No, I don't mind really. Truth be told, a part of me was itching to tell you my tale. Mind you, 'tis hardly a novel. I ain't the first to suffer at Imperial hands. Like most folk, I used to have a mother. She was a sweet, caring woman with a smile never far from her face. There was a sister too. Pretty little thing. She was gentle as a lamb, but tough as nails. We were poor folk living simple lives, but we knew happiness just the same. And then the Imperials came and took it all away. When Alamigo fell, they put my family in a camp. Being a lad, I was made to do hard labor, while my mother and sister were forced to do far worse. They hid their suffering from me as best they could, but I knew, and thought of it drove me mad. We had to escape, and so I hatched a plan to get us out of the city. We were picking our way around a gorge, not far outside the walls, when they caught up with us, and rather than allow themselves to be taken again, my mother and sister leaped over the edge before my very eyes. Oh my gosh. Heartbroken as I was, I didn't put up a fight when the Imperials clapped me in the chains and dragged me back. It was some years after that I escaped again, and that time I got away. I swore then that I'd get revenge on the Empire and became an adventurer so as to hone my skills and earn the coin I needed. But nigh on 2 decades have since gone by, and what I've achieved? Bugger all, that's what. Not like you lot. You ain't be here 10 minutes and you've already done more than I managed in 10 bloody years. You give us too much credit, Glomont. We seek only to rescue our friends. Well, what's more important than that? And any road, after you've got your friends back, you're planning on going after the Empire, and don't pretend you ain't. I've helped a few folk take on the Imperials over the years, and every time I have, it's helped stave off my appetite for revenge. But someone tells me I won't be going hungry for a while. What with everything you've got planned. And you are sure that will satisfy you? If you wish to strike back at the Empire with your own hand, you need only say the word. We would be glad to have you with us. Tempting though your offer is, I'm afeared I must decline. I swore I'd get revenge on the Empire, 'tis true, but I've long since realized that the front lines are no place for a man like me. Aye, there's some as would call me craven, but I prefer to think of myself as realist. My talents lie in scheming, you see, not swordplay. Helping folk like you is how I can make the most difference. That's true. But that's quite enough storytelling for one day. Best not keep your friends waiting any longer. I'll be praying for your safety and success. May Relgar give you strength. Thank you, man. Wherever the Empire goes, misery invariably follows in its wake. For the sake of all who call Eorzea home, we must put an end to Gaius's ambitions. But first, we have friends to rescue. Biggs, Wedge and I will lie in wait east of Castrum's sentry, just outside the stronghold's patrol perimeter. Join us when you're ready. Oh, and don't forget to wear your disguise, or this will be the shortest rescue mission in history. Forgive me for saying so, but you cut quite a dashing figure in Imperial black and crimson. Ah, but now is not the time for jests. Let's review the infiltration plan. Castrum's sentry lies just beyond. A short while ago, an Imperial patrol left to do its rounds. Alphino and I will create a diversion out here, and keep them occupied for as long as we are able. Meanwhile, the three of you will enter the stronghold, posing as the patrol returning from duty. Should Alphino and I prove less distracting than hoped, I will contact you via link peril. Be ready to beat a hasty retreat. Wedge will lead the way in the Reaper. Stay close to him. And I hardly need to tell you this, but don't do anything suspicious. Oh, and lest you wonder, Ida and Y'shtola left shortly before you arrived. We had planned that they should linger in the vicinity to cover our retreat in the event that Alphino and I attracted too much attention. But the approach of an Imperial vehicle forced us to improvise. Don't be too disappointed. They did at least leave you a message for you. Something along the lines of, "Don't do anything reckless if memory serves." Wise words. Alright, the Imperial Patrol should be returning any moment now. You'd best be off. Good luck, Mateo, and may the 12 keep you.
You have spirit. That I will allow. Yet you struggle to the benefit of none, least of all, yourself. This echo of yours intrigues us. We desire only to understand it, and for that we need your help. You wish to be rid of the icons, do you not? You would have saved yourself a great deal of torment had you accepted our aid from the beginning. Tell me everything, and I shall end it quickly. Refuse? And though you beg for death, you shall not have it. Which will it be? As you wish, my dear Minfilia. Unpleasant though it will be for all concerned, you leave us no choice but to employ more rigorous methods of study. Be so kind as to deliver the prisoners to Castrum Meridianum.
Yes, milady.
I'd best get back to my duties. The supplies aren't going to move themselves, and neither the prisoners. Come to that. That's a fine salute. Part of the maintenance crew from Occidents, are you? Welcome to Castrum Sentry, engineer. What? Prisoners? Ah, you've heard the rumors. Then yes, they are being held in the storage tower, but I strongly suggest you pay them no mind. You were summoned here to work, not to gawp at Eorzea's defeated heroes. Now show a bit of enthusiasm or I'll have you reported. Greetings, comrade. Forgive me for asking, but you haven't visited the storage tower recently, have you? I only ask because I dropped something in there and, oh, who am I fooling? I've fallen for one of the prisoners, alright. I dare say you know the one I mean, eh? The svelte blonde? Goodness, no. It's the Lala felon lass I'm smitten with. She's so adorable, it hurts. I want to sweep her up into my arms and squeeze her till my arms ache. What do you reckon it would take to convince the Centurion to lend me the key so I can see her? Oh, my apologies. I didn't notice you there. So engrossed was in my task. Was I in my task? You'd be engrossed too. You had the Tribunus commanded you to arrange for the prisoners to be transported. What prisoners do I speak of? You mean you haven't heard? Only the infamous scions of the Seventh Dawn captured by the Tribunus herself. If you don't believe me, have a look in the storage tower when you next pass that way. What's this? You need access to the storage tower? What business have you there? At the Tribunus's behest, you say? This is highly irregular, but it would not do to make my lady wroth. Take my identification key. See that it is returned when your errand is concluded. Security's tight, just as we expected. We're going to need a special key if we want to get past this bulkhead. Ano ba, maiihi na ako? Diyos ko. No! Minfilia and the rest, thank goodness they're safe. I am the one you want. Leave the others be. If you harm my friends, I swear I shall take my own life and you shall answer to your mistress. Tataru, we must do something. We risk letting the entire castrum now. We're here. You're right. We may not get a better chance. This is the third squadron. What is it? A Reaper? Seized when? And this came to light only now? The culprits will have left a trail. Take as many men as you need and scour the area. I want that Reaper found. Now's our chance. What the? Strike my last! Eliminate the intruders! Mateo, I was so scared. Oh. It was foolish of you to come here. You might have been killed. But thank you. I shudder to think what might have happened had you not arrived when you did. I say, did you not see Thancred anywhere? I'm beginning to fear for the fellow. To linger here shall yield us no answer. Let us away, ere the window to our liberty closes shut. Naiiyak ako. What did you say? Escaped. Then recapture them. Bail and I shall have your head. And what have we here? The Tribunus herself, just as you said. You had the eye of an Ahriman. Ida. Well, she's kind of hard to miss in that showy armor of hers. Accursed scions, how did you slip our defenses? With unexpected ease, if truth be told. There chanced to be a commotion outside the castroom's walls, which allowed us to avail ourselves of the comforts of your vehicle. Y'shtola is just being polite. That was one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever stowed away in. It's no wonder it's called the Phantom Train. No passenger would be seen dead on it. So you scuttled in amidst the fright like the vermin you are. I shall be sure to have words with our rat catcher. Such negligence is unforgivable. This is far from your most pressing concern. That is far from your most pressing concern. First, you must answer for your own wrongdoing, Livia Saz Junius. 'Twas you who led the raid on the Waking Sands. You who butchered unarmed men and women for the crime of being unworthy of capture. You killed our friends. We'll never forgive you. Nor shall we suffer, nor shall we suffer you plague. Nor shall we suffer you to plague Eorzea a day longer. Betake you to your guard. More intruders. I can't read. What's going on? More intruders. Protect the Tribunus. Confound it. Ida, with me. After them. Where is His Excellency? In the hangar, my lady, in discussion with our guest. Alert him at once. Yes, my lady. No. There they are. Fan out and surround them. Must protect Tataru. Biggs, I'm going in. See everyone to safety. No, Wedge. Don't do it. Oh no, Mateo. Hold them off. I'll look after Minfilia and Tataru. hahanapin?
leader. Kill the rest. What the?
The Ashtola! Pray, forgive us our delay.
Papalymo, Minfilia.
Ida!
What took you so long?
Well, it's nice to see you too.
The reunion must wait.
Right. First things first.
Yes, let's get back to being heavily outnumbered.
You ditched your Magitech armor. Fool of a Lalafell!
Well, excuse me. She's all yours if you think you can do any better.
But there's no one in there.
This is Sid. Can you hear me? I need you to count to 5, then jump. Understood?
One, 2,
3.
4.
5.
I know not which is more pitiful, the charlatans who rule Eorzea, or the masses that clamor for their implausible panaceas. I see that which they cannot. This realm founders for want of a ruler with true power. The power to cast down. If you continue to deny this truth, it is the people who will suffer. Embrace reason.
What in the 7 hells? Oh no. It's here.
12 preserve us. They finished it. Ultima weapon.
So it has a name.
It is a relic of ancient Allag, excavated from its resting place deep beneath Alamigo. The Allagans used it to crush primal and foe alike, and now the Garleans mean to do the same.
Damn you, Gaius! Look! There, beside the Black Wolf. An Ascian. An overlord, no less. His garb attests to that.
La Habrea. It could only be him. Thancred!
Oh my gosh!
He was La Habrea? No. No, this cannot be!
What the fuck? I did not see that coming. Ah. It's an inside job!
All that time, the enemy was beside me, and I never even suspected.
What the hell?
And to think that it was I who suggested that Thancred investigate the Ascians. How could I have been so blind? Small wonder the enemy knew our every move, and where to find us. Confound it all! No, this is not the time for self-doubt. The Alliance leaders staked their hopes on the Scions, but now they believe us all dead or missing. When they learn of the Empire's new weapon, we cannot be certain what they will do. We must go and offer them what assurances we can that defeat is not inevitable.
Cryle, this is Minfilia.
The situation may have taken an ill turn.
So forgive me if I seem brusque. The item I requested, is it ready? Wonderful. I'm sorry to press, but we need it urgently. How soon can it be delivered? I am in your debt, my friend.
Oh my god, I'm so
The battle is
shocked.
far from over. And so long as we stand together, there shall ever be hope of victory.
Oh my gosh.
The people of Eorzea falter for want of such hope. Let us provide it. Let us bear to them the tidings that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn are returned. Matters are coming to a head. I hope we can count on you.
My regards to Grandfather. I am ready. Let us pay a visit to the Council of the Alliance leadership.
That's so messed up. I don't know what to say. Hells, take the Black Wolf and his new toy. Rally all available forces. I want them ready to move upon my word. And relay to Slafirsin the order to sail. That is all. The Maelstrom stands ready. What of the flames? Ready as we're like to be. I need only to give the word to Rolly. Has there been no word from Ishgard? None. The dragons have got their tongues. Silent to the last. I was unwise to hope for better. What would stir the Archbishop to open his holy mouth if not this? And acclaims the fury for his god. 'Tis bad comedy. The Holy See has made its choice. We will proceed without its cooperation. What is happening? Ang daming nangyayari. I believe we are all acquainted with the terms of the Black Wolf's ultimatum. We must agree upon a course of action, not less than the fate of Eorzea hangs upon the decision of this council. Van Belisar claims to wield the power to smite primals. Should we yield to him, he pledges to rid the realm of its false gods, yet offer resistance, and he swears that we shall share the primals' fate. Pardon me my bluntness, but I like not these choices. This is too great a decision for any of our nations to make alone. Choose we surrender or resistance, we must answer as one. For if but one surrenders, the rest shall surely fall. Let us pray for the wisdom to do the right by all our peoples. Thancred's plight troubles us all, yet we cannot allow anything to come between us and our goal. So long as the ultimate weapon exists, Eorzea will never know peace. Let us go to the Alliance leaders, Matteo, and help them to make the right decision. Yes. So ngayon paghahanapin mo pa ako, game. Well, that was stupid. The Black Wolf's Ultimatum. 46. Minfilia is greatly concerned by recent developments concerning the Council of the Alliance Leaders. Grim tidings, Mateo. It seems that word of the Ultima weapon's existence has already reached the Alliance leaders in the form of an ultimatum. They have gathered in the fragrant chamber and are deliberating their answer even as we speak. Beleaguered as they are, I fear they may well elect to lay down their arms in the belief that surrender will spare their people untold suffering, yet nothing could be further from the truth. That which the Black Wolf offers will doom Eorzea, not deliver it, and the leaders must be made aware of this. Let us hurry to them, Mateo, and ensure that they do not act in ignorance of the consequences. This is such a bad design, especially if like this urgent. Like I came here twice already. Royal Promenade. Bartholomew. The Council of the Alliance Leaders is presently in progress in the Fragrant Chamber. I must ask that you step away from the doors, sir. I'm sorry. You're here on the behalf of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? 1,000 pardons, my lord. Of course you may enter.
We keep treading the same ground.
Van Belsar's demands are clear.
Alas, our minds are not.
I've never been one to shy from a fight, but if this weapon of theirs can do all they claim...
It has been 5 years since the calamity, and our people have scarce begun to rebuild their lives. Can we now, in good conscience, call upon them to risk what little they have left? I would spare them the pain of further conflict. Conflict, I say, though that would imply forces set in opposition. If the combined might of 3 primals could not stay Garlemald's new terror, what meaningful resistance can we offer? We who struggle to quell the foes who rise up within our own borders.
Long have we fought the primals, but to what end? We strike them down at no small cost, only for them to rise again and again. Are we to play this profitless game for the rest of days? I, for one, grow tired of it. Mistake me not. I do not propose to trade one tyranny for another. I love liberty. But conciliation need not mean oppression.
By the 12, though neither of you cried surrender, your every word betokened it. Not that I deny there is truth in what you say, nor can I rightly claim that Ul'Dah is ready to fight. Refugees flood our gates, and beastmen swarm our land, while the great and the good do nothing. My flames struggle to bear the burden. I put on a grand show at the Remembrance Service, made all manner of lofty promises. I've made good on not a bloody one.
Do not blame yourself, Reborn. You said only that which the people needed to hear. All present have done the same. Our citizens had become lost to hope. If our words serve to kindle it in them anew, better we speak than remain silent. Our enemy condemns us for failing our people. Yet what does he care for their well-being? While we labored to rebuild their lives, the Black Wolf built instruments of murder with which to end them.
Her Majesty speaks true. For all our failings, the people's well-being has ever been our foremost priority. While none among us ever doubted that the Empire would one day resume its war, we scarcely had means enough to solve the problems of the present.
Aye, which is why we look to others to safeguard our future. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Alas, they are gone, and the Black Wolf is at our door.
Admiral! I fear you are mistaken.
Alphinaud, Minfilia, and 7 hells! Master Garland?
And you, dear friend.
𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽, you're alive. All of you.
As we approached, I would swear I heard talk of surrender. But I know that cannot be. It is not the Eorzean way.
Hear me, my friends. Accepting the Garleans' offer to vanquish the Primals would be folly. Folly, I say. For might is not the answer to the primal threat. Indeed, the more the Empire exerts its strength, the worse matters will become. Primals enter this world when mortals call upon them, and mortals are wont to appeal to a higher power when they are desperate. Nothing is more certain to breed desperation in the beast tribes than the Garleans' proposed solution.
The true answer lies in a lasting peace. But the Garleans only know war and conquest. Should Eorzea fall into their hands, there will be such suffering as none can imagine.
We are not blind to the many challenges that each of your nations face. Yet you must not give in.
Aye. Remember 5 years ago when you wagered all for the sake of the realm? Remember what you fought for, what you were willing to die for. Let the memories rekindle the fire in your heart, for Eorzea has need of it again.
Come what may, we Scions will never give up the fight. And so I bid you stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm.
A great man once said that a shrewd merchant grasps not for the quick profit, but invests in the future. Wise words, eh, Reborn?
Cid,
Hala, ba't ako naiiyak?
Your words stir and shame me in equal measure. How could I contemplate surrender? I know full well that all we have, we owe to the sacrifices of those who went before us. Yet the seeming hopelessness of our plight robbed me of my insight. We Gridanians have no love for war. Yet we have still less for those who would threaten our homeland. Ever have we fought to protect those things we hold dear, and this shall never change. Gridania will go to war. We will fight the Empire for the sake of the realm and all who abide here.
God.
At long last, I hear words worthy of a founder of the Alliance. Reborn, are we to be outdone?
I lost one homeland. The thought of losing another had blunted my resolve. But no man knows better than I that if you want aught, you'd best be ready to die for it. With great danger comes the chance for great glory and great profit. We Ul'Dahs who have turned sand into gold know this well. How many times have we fallen into the pit of despair, only to have you pluck us out? I've fair lost count.
Reckless, the lot of you, like bloody pirates. Well, I won't waste my breath trying to talk you round, on account of being a pirate myself. And the pirate who shrinks from a challenge is no pirate at all.
True.
Those who would pick a quarrel with us must choose. Back down, or go down with all hands. Let the Garleans come. The united strength of 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝚃𝚰 will be waiting for them.
If our realm is to be free of this pall of darkness, let it be by our own hands.
For Eorzea!
We must needs consider how the weapon may be brought to bear against us.
The Maelstrom will secure strategic points along the coastline.
In the meantime, the flames will deploy at...
Be at ease, my friends. You have banished our doubts. Pray leave the military matters to us, and retire to the waking sands. We will send word anon.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Diyos ko, ang daming nangyari. Nakakaloka. Tataru's not here. We're here. We may have surmounted this latest trial, but the worst is yet to come. We must remain focused. I will not see our efforts wasted in futile regret. And as for Thancred, he and I have much to discuss. Oof. Instead of gratitude for coming to his rescue, Papalimo called me a scatterbrain. The next time he gets caught by the Empire, I'm leaving him to rot. Had I not intervened, that Garlean soldier may well have done for Ida, lowering her guard in the heat of battle as though she were on an evening stroll. How much of a scatterbrain can she be? Well, at least she cannot fault her for being inconsistent. The counter-offensive to come will require the total commitment of every allied nation, as well as the flawless coordination of all forces. I pray the Council understands this. I understand you gave our fallen brothers and sisters a proper burial. I'm sure they appreciated it. When the Empire is beaten, all of this is over, let us visit them at the church. She hasn't said a word to me since the rescue. Was it all for nothing? Oh, he likes Tataru. What's next on the agenda? We're ready to get to work. For many years, I dedicated my life to the research and development of Magitech, unable or unwilling to see the repercussions of my work. And though I have since left Garlemald behind, its scientists continue to build upon my work. I fear that this new weapon may be another example of that, an ancient relic enhanced with technologies I created. Yet even should that be the case, it would still require a brilliant mind to... No, he didn't.
I cannot well express my relief to think that the Alliance came so close to surrender.
But the fire in their hearts has been rekindled, and they will fight to the last.
This warmth inside. Did you feel it too, Grandfather? I would know something. Was that your power at work earlier?
Nothing of the sort. The leaders of Eorzea had lost their way. I merely helped them to find it again. Oh, hello. Yes, our party returned just a moment ago. How close are you? It's all right, Sid.
We must needs plan our next move. Pray continue liaising with your respective nations. Sid, would you be our man in Ul'Dah?
I'll be whatever and wherever you need me to be.
We haven't a moment to waste. All right, let's do this!
Thancred's fate weighs heavy on my mind. I cannot bear to think of him enthralled to an Ascian. Mayhap you know this already, but the Ascians are immortal beings without physical form. Since time immemorial, they have fanned the flames of chaos from the shadows. That they might work unseen, the Ascians entrap and possess mortal men by means of malign artifacts known as crystals of darkness. One such crystal may yet be the key to saving Thancred.
Possessed siya. Okay.
This is a crystal of darkness.
A mere replica, created using data obtained from anomalous crystals found across Eorzea.
It comes to us courtesy of the students of 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽, our distant allies. Even for an Archon, Thancred's talents are exceptional. We all had complete confidence in him. It was for this reason that none among us foresaw the danger in sending him to investigate the Ascians alone.
Thancred had been striving to fill the void left by Louisoix. Yet, it was plain that he was overtaxing himself.
Yeah, he would volunteer for everything and work till he was dizzy.
And the toll taken by his exertions made him vulnerable to Ascian influence.
The crystal that binds Thancred must be somewhere on his person. If we could but destroy it, his Ascian possessor would be compelled to relinquish control over him. You have proven the stoutest of allies, standing with us through thick and thin. Yet the most perilous struggle is still to come. For the sake of the realm and Thancred, I ask that you lend us your strength once more. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. As I am sure you are aware, the realm was saved from certain doom 5 years ago by heroes known as the Warriors of Light. What you may not be aware of is that your many feats in service to the Scions have prompted folk to make certain comparisons. I must confess, you do remind me of them. Yet remember this, however glorious the past, it is the hero's lot to be judged on the deeds of the present. A new darkness threatens the realm, and the people cry out for a savior. I believe that you are he, a warrior of light, here in the present, guided by the crystal's will. Come, my friends, let us fight to safeguard the future of our beloved Eorzea.
Level 49, Operation Archon. Minfilia would brief you on the Eorzeans' alliance's planned counter-offensive against the Empire. All present? Then let us begin. We have received the details of the impending operation. In what promises to be the largest single counteroffensive in the realm's troubled history, the Alliance will strike at the very Imperial stronghold standing upon Eorzean soil. As might be expected, the operation will be complex, but you need not commit its intricacies to memory. It is enough that each man understands his part and plays it to the best of his ability. The finer instructions you will receive at each staging point. To begin, let us review the distribution of our forces. From west, the east, the maelstrom of 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝙼, the immortal flames of Ul'Dah, and the order of the twin adder of 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽. Next, let us examine the locations of the imperial strongholds. Near 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝙼, we have Castrum Occidens, situated in eastern Vilbrand, and Castrum Marinum, which lies south and east in the midst of the Rotano Sea. Near Ul'Dah, we have Castrum Meridianum to the north, and the coastal outpost at Cape Westwind, which connects Castrum Marinarum to the mainland by means of a Magitech transporter. Near 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽, we have Castrum Oriens, which lies upon the eastern edge of the Twelveswood. And finally, in Mordona, stands Castrum Sentry, a thorn in the heart of Eorzea. The forthcoming operation will see allied forces assault each of the aforementioned locations, with the ultimate objective of destroying the Empire's new weapon housed in Castrum Meridianum. As one might expect of the Black Wolf's seat of power, Castrum Meridianum boasts all but impenetrable defenses. If we are to breach it, we must needs isolate it from its sister strongholds. To do otherwise would be to risk being caught twixt hammer and anvil. The operation will comprise 4 distinct phases, all told. The first shall see us eliminate one of the Black Wolf's most trusted lieutenants, Ritathin Saz Arvina. Ritatin as The first shall see us eliminate one of the Black Wolf's most trusted lieutenants, Ritatin Saz Arvina. According to our intelligence, the Prefectus is due to visit the Imperial outpost at Cape Westwind for an inspection. When he arrives, we shall dispatch an elite adventurer unit to eliminate him. Matteo, we would have you lead this assault. Ritatin is a peerless field tactician. Shorn of his leadership, the garrison at Castrum Occidens will be as a snake without its head. Phase 2 will see us sever Castrum Meridianum's primary lines of supplies. As soon as Ritatin's presence is confirmed at the coastal outpost, the Maelstrom will lay siege to Castrum Occidens. At the very hour, the Lominsan Armada, helmed by the Admiral herself, shall move to blockade Castrum Marinum. Meanwhile, in the Twelveswood, the Order of the Twin Adder will surround Castrum Oriens, and they'll have the Sylphs to help them. Phrixio's been awaiting for a chance to avenge these ones. Phase 3 shall see us neutralize Castrum Meridianum defenses. Forming our main thrust, the Immortal Flames will march against the stronghold with all their strength while the enemy's eyes are thus drawn outwards. Another elite adventurer unit shall infiltrate the Castrum. Its mission to disable the Magitech field generator which protects the Praetorium, a fortress within a fortress wherein the Ultima weapon is believed to be housed. Matteo, we would have you take command once more. Meanwhile, the Order of the Twin Adder will blockade the railway which connects Sentry and Meridianum, preventing the timely arrival of reinforcements from Mordona. A wise precaution, the monstrous locomotive which runs back and forth between the two castra is capacious enough to transport a small army by all accounts. It is well the Garleans did not think to give it wings. Once Meridianum's defenses have been compromised, the operation will enter its 4th and final phase. This we will see the Immortal Flames enter the stronghold and suppress the remnants of the enemy garrison. allowing Mateo's unit to pass unopposed into the Praetorium, where they will locate and destroy the Ultima weapon. By this feat shall the operation be deemed a success. We all hope so. In addition to the grand companies, we can count upon the support of a variety of other parties, from the pirates of Limsa to the monetarists of Ul'Dah. In all, the operation will involve no fewer than 12 major factions. The legend holds that the Archons were 12 in one, and in 12. It is for this reason that our grand endeavor has been dubbed Operation Archon. Countless free companies have also pledged their swords, and more join us by the day. At long last, all of Eorzea is rising as one. As before, we Scions shall work in concert with the grand companies. Ida, Papalimo, Y'shtola, pray accompany your respective organizations on their missions. Uranger, I would have you represent us in Ul'Dah. Reassure the financiers that they have made a sound investment. When that is done, pray return here and aid the coordination of our forces. Tataru, please assist Uranger in any way you are able and ensure that everyone is kept abreast of the latest developments. Oh, cute! Minfilia, Sid and I shall accompany the main host in an advisory capacity. It will be our task to analyze intelligence as it comes into our possession, and make the necessary recommendations to command. As Alphino mentioned, you ought to lead the elite unit of adventurers whose task it will be to see each of Operation Archon's main objectives fulfilled. Yours is the most important role of all, and like to be the most dangerous. Pray choose your party well, and stint not in your preparation. The battle for the future of the realm is about to begin. Together, let us show the Black Wolf the power of a united Eorzea. Pray report to the Immortal Flames encampment situated to the north of here when you are ready to be briefed on your first mission. I cannot stress this enough, but please be careful. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Operation Archon. Our numbers have swelled so much of late, takes an age to keep records up to date. That rhymes. Oh, and I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty of drawing a pretty little flower next to your name. This way I can find you quickly. Aww. Tataru. You are well. Come, Matteo Dracolion of the Scions. As a communications officer, it falls to me to issue your orders and provide guidance on forthcoming missions. Your first mission is to infiltrate the Imperial outpost at Cape Westwind and eliminate Prefectus Ritathins as Arvina. All participating units are now in position and awaiting your arrival. Please proceed to the staging point and report to Lieutenant Adalbert. This is but the first step in our bid to purge the realm of the Garlean menace. I shall pray for your success. So you're Matteo Dracolion, the fearless leader of the elite adventure unit. We have been expecting you. Our Maelstrom friends report that Ritatinsas Arvina departed Castrum Occidens a bell ago. And sure enough, a convoy of Imperial airships landed here just now. The likelihood is high that our target was aboard one of these vessels. I've dispatched scouts to verify his presence before we strike. Command to all units, requesting status report. This is Antleon 1. Target has not been sighted. This is Antlion 2. Likewise, target has not been sighted. Antlion 3. We've got nothing for ye neither. This is Antlion 4. Nothing to report as of... Wait, disregard previous message. Target sighted. I say it again. Target sighted. Understood. Hold your positions. Attention all units. This is Lieutenant Adalbert Cotter. The first step of Operation Archons begins with us. Should we falter here, all hope of victory will be lost. It's no small burden, but know that I believe in all of you, so believe in yourselves, and together we will ablaze a path for our brothers and sisters of the Alliance to follow. We will create multiple diversions and disperse the enemy garrison. That should give you a chance to breach their defenses. Go now, Matteo, and bring us Ritatin's head. May Ralgar grant you strength. Okay, it's time. Commence divisionary maneuvers. Ano ba yung konting experience? It would appear we have unexpected guests. Now, where have I seen you before? But of course, the man who felled the mighty Titan. This is the Icon Slayer? I see. The commotion without is not but a diversion. Allow me to hazard a guess. By eliminating me, you hope to undermine the garrison at Occidents. A bold strategy, to be sure. But have you the strength to see it to fruition? Leave us. None of you are a match for him. Send a word to Castrum Occidents. Tell them the Lominsans are coming. At once, my lord. "15 years have come and gone since Lord Van Baelsar set foot in Eorzea, yet his ambition for the realm burns as strong as ever it did. Know you what fuels it, adventurer? The desire to deliver the people from their suffering. The land he has conquered were all beset with problems. Poverty, starvation, lawlessness, and strife. My homeland was no exception. Had my lord not reached out and claimed it for the Empire, it would eventually have destroyed itself. But under his sage leadership, my people enjoyed such peace and stability as we had never known. And he only desires the self-same for the people of this realm. Under his rule, Eorzea would be free from the shackles which bind it, the shackles of false faith. There would be no feeble leaders to misguide the masses, no icons to bleed the realm dry. True peace would reign, and the people would be free to live their lives without fear of persecution or oppression. Should you doubt the truth of my words, I bid you look upon me. I am no son of Garlemald, yet Lord Van Baelsar saw fit to raise me to a station of great honor. He measures a man not by his birth, but by his worth. Such is his sense of justice. By the grace of his excellency, I am where I was born to be, upon the field of battle. He has given me a noble cause to fight for, and worthy adversaries to smite. I am not wont to bear my steel needlessly, but if you are deaf to reason, in the name of Lord Van Baelsar, I, Ritatin Saz Arvina, do swear to strike you down. Anday! Andaya mo? Normal. But I have my honor. I cannot. I will not yield. Grabe ah. What a sore loser this person is. Pathetic. Die, bitch. Forgive me, I have failed you. Lord Van Belsar! Tarararan, tan, 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 taran. That light! The Magitech transporter! Mateo, are you there? What news of Ritathin? Fallen? With this deed, you have sown the seeds of our ultimate victory. Well, he was one cheating motherfucker, let me tell you that. The fading of that light presages an end to an empire's tyranny. Ritatin Sazvirna is no more. Let the next phase of Operation Archon commence. This eye, it seems you've done it again, Mateo. I'd raise a tankard to you, but I'm afraid we've no time to savor the victory. There's still the small matter of infiltrating Castrum Meridianum and destroying the Ultima weapon. I know, no rest for the preternaturally gifted. Now stop feeling sorry for yourself and make your way back to the Immortal Flames' encampment. The communications officer will issue you orders. I'll be waiting for you with the main host. Look, Heidelin, your minion comes, bringing the light. Alas, the gate to the void already stands open. Soon, darkness shall consume all, and you shall bow down before the one true God. The Prefectus, slain. Regrettably so, my lord, and at the end of the Icon Slayer, if the Centurion who survived the attack is to be believed. Reitathin. Where was his men when he faced the enemy, fleeing even as their commander yielded up to his last breath? If it should prove their question is right, I cannot speak for them, my lord. Beg pardons, my lord, but there is more. The Maelstrom has laid siege to the Castrum Occidens. Likewise, the Crimson Fleet moves to blockade Castrum Marinum. So this is their answer. Very well. We shall crush them as we crushed the Icons. Go forth and show them the futility of their resistance. Yes, my lord. Ano, hindi ako magle-level up, day? The Footfalls. Scion Dracoleon, your deeds this day are an inspiration to us all. With the death of the Prefectus, Operation Archon has entered its second phase. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom moves to blockade Castrum Occidens and Castrum Marinum. And far to the east, in the Black Shroud, the Order of the Twin Adder advances upon Castrum Oriens. Already you have done so much to advance our cause, performing such feats as worthy of a song. But if our plan is to succeed, more is required of you. Let me know when your preparations are in order, and then I shall relate to you the particulars of your next mission. Well, for now, I have to visit the horizon in Western Thanalan. Kasi kailangan ko na mag-save, mag-ano na. 3.5 hours na yung stream ko. Anyway, you guys, yan muna ang part 13 ng Final Fantasy XIV Online for Nintendo Switch 2. Until next time, you guys. Ciao!